Hi, I'm Crystal. I'm here to talk today about domestic violence and abuse. And I'm hoping that if you're in an abusive situation, that maybe this will help give you strength to try to get your way out of it. Or if you're not, that it will give you some understanding about what goes on. So, my ex husband, his name is Carson. He has a terrible, shitty band called EATURE. EATURE, if you want to look it up. I promise you'll laugh. It's one of the funniest things about him is that he sucks so bad at music. But anyway, we're not here to talk about his shitty music. Oh my god, it's pathetic. We're here to talk about the abuse I suffered. This man punched me in the face so hard that blood ran down my face, down my neck, into my shirt, and filled the cups of my bra. One time he wrapped his wallet chain around my neck and dragged me through our apartment with me kicking and trying to scream the whole way and left me on the floor. You'll find that there's several instances where I'm left on the floor in this video. Um, One time I was laying on the couch and he grabbed me by my neck on both sides of my neck and twisted it so far back that I was gagging and choking and I could not breathe. And he held me there, and I knew I couldn't try to move. I couldn't try to fight him, or my neck was going to break. This is how bad this was. And when he finally stopped, my body limply slid to the floor, and I couldn't move for about half an hour. And during that time, my two cats were screaming in the corner, meowing and terrified because of what was going on in the house. And they came over to check on me, and all I could do was lay there on the floor and looking at the ceiling, couldn't move, saying, "It's okay, baby. It's okay. I'm okay." He used to always put down anything I liked. He would tell me my music was stupid. It sucked. He would tell me anything I liked was stupid and he didn't think it was good enough. He ripped up my books, my vintage copy of Grapes of Wrath for one. He broke my glasses. He smashed my cell phone. He bent it almost in two. I remember sitting with my mom and him and having to tell my mom. I didn't have to, but I chose to because I was so cowed down by that point. I told my mom that I'd broken my glasses and my phone. And it was humiliating. And he just sat there eating. And nothing didn't faze him. He gaslit me every single day. He would gaslight me and make me feel crazy and tell me that things that I literally just saw didn't happen. Words I just heard were never said. Situations weren't like they seemed. I was paranoid. I was crazy. I was stupid. I must be using drugs behind his back. God, I could go on. He would talk shit about me on the phone to his family in front of me while I was laying there crying. He would just walk around for hours. I was so tired and just wanted to go to bed, and he would scream at me and call me the worst names he could think of. And one time I had to go to jail for a simple violation of probation for a couple weeks, and he had sex with one of my male friends. I thought they were my friend. They weren't my friend. He also had sex with another uh, male friend of mine later on. He, the worst thing he ever did was the day I kicked him out. And we were having an argument, and it had been going on for hours, and I was exhausted, and I just wanted to go to bed. And he wouldn't let me. He wouldn't stop screaming. He wouldn't stop walking around the house stomping and yelling and calling me a whore and calling me stupid and telling me I was worthless and I never did anything right. And why won't you clean more? Why won't you cook more? Why won't you do anything right, you stupid cunt? So I'd been listening to that for hours. And anyway, I got up to go to the restroom and I walked into the bathroom doorway. And it turns out he was in there right then. And he just started to urinate. And he looked at me when I walked into the doorway and he smiled. And he turned around and took his penis and urinated all up and down my body, head to toe, while I stood there with my hands on my face, sobbing, begging him to stop. And then he walked out of the bathroom and pushed me down to the floor where I was made to clean up his urine. And then he went and laid down in our spare bedroom that I gave him as music room and fell asleep cuddling his beer, which was not uncommon either. He would cuddle his beer and fall asleep a lot. The next morning, the second he woke up, I was already awake, and I said, "Get the fuck out." And he said, "Why? What are you talking about?" And I said, "You pissed all over me last night." And he just said, "Oh God, yeah, I've got to get the fuck out." He sounds so stupid. And from that was a period of over 3 years. Some of the just minor few of the instances that I went through. I have to laugh or smile to keep from crying. Since we split, the torture and the trauma hasn't stopped. It's been over 2 years, and I still have PTSD. I have flashbacks. I have anxiety. I get nightmares. He proceeded to tell everyone that I was a lying whore, and everything that he did to me, he said that I did to him, and all of his flying monkeys, because he's narcissistic as hell, and I do not use that term lightly. I know a lot of people use it these days, but he proceeded to use all that against me. Everything that he did, he would say, "She beat my ass." He tells people that I beat him up to go get drugs. I've been off hard drugs for over 5 years. I smoke pot and I drink. So, yeah, there's that. And he got his whole entire family, even when I sent them hardcore evidence of all the things that he'd been doing to me, they denied it. They called me crazy. I lost friends over this. A lot of friends. A lot of people came out of the woodwork, and it shows you who really has your back and who doesn't. And the people I thought were most loyal to me are the worst ones. The worst ones. They 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 were like, "Why didn't you ever say anything? Why didn't you say anything?" And it astounds me because so many people don't say anything because of the shame that's involved. And it's, you can't tell victims, why don't you say anything? Fuck you. Fuck you. Don't deserve, don't deserve my love, my respect, my friendship, my loyalty. I'll give you, I'll give you my indifference. But this man still posts about me on Facebook. He wrote an entire album about killing me. It's, the music's absolutely terrible. Like I said, his band is called EATURE. You should look it up and laugh at it and comment how terrible it is. EATURE. It's on YouTube. It's the only one that's gonna pop up. So, he claims that I stalk him when he posts about me on Facebook all the time. He claims that I'm apparently able to hack his phone from, I live in Alabama. He's in Nashville. He claims that just everything that he did to me, I did to him, is what he says. And do you know how many people believe him, you guys? Way too fucking many. So, I say good riddance to bad rubbish. And all the friends I lost, friends, I know how miserable you are. I know how much hate you have in your heart. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad for your kids. And thank God Carson never had any kids. The only pussy he can get is from Whore Alley in Nashville. He brags about being with prostitutes. Well, sex workers, excuse me. He brags about being with sex workers. He brags about doing methamphetamines, cocaine, LSD, ecstasy, how much alcohol he can drink. He's such an alcoholic. He's a severe alcoholic and meth head, and he's got an ugly heart. And I don't know what else to say besides go to hell, Carson, because I'm so much better off without you. Thank you for showing me what to look for in a predator, because you prey on people and you're always going to be miserable. Oh, and your music's never going to make it. This has been one person's testimony, and I only gave you a snippet of what life was like with this horrific, soulless, narcissistic, limp dick fuck excuse of a man.